Okay, give us a minute. Let Facebook come up. Facebook is up. Let's get that clean. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and let's line Facebook up. There we go. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kino with STEMwithKino.com, and I'd like to thank you for coming out to visit us at the live stream for the Air Force Officer Qualification Test, or commonly known as the Afoqt. I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com, and this is the place you need to be if you are preparing for the Afoqt. If you're going to attend an officer training school, or if you're an ROTC cadet. I am not sure if the cadets from the United States Air Force Academy need to take this exam or not. But you guys are more than welcome to come on through and say hello for all the Air Force Academy cadets that may or may not, because I'm not sure if you guys have to take the Afoqt. But for the ROTC and OTS guys, you definitely do have to do it. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. If you can hear, and let me just, if you can hear, if you're in the room and you can hear, if you're in the room and you can hear, shit, didn't mean to do that, excuse my language. That's what I want to do. So, yeah, if you're in the room and you can hear, please hit 1 on the chat. I know, like, I don't really get a whole lot of Afoqt, applicants, mostly like the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Army. I get a lot of you guys, but yeah, I don't get a lot of Afoqt guys. But the channel is here if you need it, and if you need help preparing for the test. I'm a tutor for the Afoqt, and we're here every week, Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern. So, you know, hey, we're here doing our thing. Afoqt Weekly 2020. Okay, so again, if you can hear me, just hit 1. If you're just coming into the room, hit 1. And if you hear my audio clearly, which I kind of heard it on my end before I muted it, but there's a delay, so I just play it with the volume down. So it sounded like it was okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and proceed. What we do here is we talk about something historical, we talk about something aeronautical, and then we answer questions. Now, the questions could be concerning any subtest on Afoqt. I'll go ahead and I forgot to position this little second camera on, but sorry, we're going to get through it because we are in like Flynn, folks. Okay, so let's talk about the subtests. You have verbal analogies. You have arithmetic reasoning. You have word knowledge, math knowledge, reading comprehension, situational judgment. Physical science, table reading, the next one, instrument comprehension, and aviation information. So, instrument comprehension, aviation information, table reading, those types of things. You want to get really good, strong scores in if you are pursuing a pilot slot. Me personally, my focus is normally on the pilots. I'm a pilot, and so I want to make sure that you guys are very successful with that. Most people are not prepared for this test, and I would think you guys would require a tutor, coming from a tutor, right? Anyways, it doesn't have to be me, though. It could be a qualified tutor with a proven track record. That's what you want to do. And do not, if you're an aviation candidate, do not go to a tutor. Ask them, are you a pilot? Have you ever flown before? You know, so, you know, like, what are you going to tell me about aviation information if you're not a rated pilot, you know, or haven't served in some type of professional capacity as a pilot? I've been getting a lot of emails from people, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy, he claimed to be an AFOQT tutor," and I'm not saying that they probably won't be pretty good if they've been doing it for a while, but I would like information from a pilot. I'm just saying, if I had a plumbing issue, I'm not going to go to my baker. The guy, I'm not going to go down the street to the bakery and, yo, man, I got a problem with my toilet, or my line is clogged. Not going to do it. I'm going to go to a plumber. You know, so, just be careful out there. Use your common sense and make sure you're going to somebody that's qualified with a proven track record. That's really, really important. Okay, so historical. I like to talk about an aircraft, and if you guys are following me on Facebook at stemwithkino.com, which I highly recommend, I like to talk about. I pulled it up on the other one, didn't I? Yeah, you would have. I like to talk about a certain aircraft. We're talking about historical things that have gone on, and the aircraft that I like to talk about is the Douglas C-54 Skymaster. It's a four-engine transport aircraft used by the United States Army Air Forces, and it was also used in the Korean War. And I'm posting a picture up of this aircraft. So we want to talk about something. Always want to talk about a historical aircraft. And the C-54 Skymaster is our guy this week, ladies and gentlemen. Where am I? Okay. So that is being posted on the Facebook page now, if you're following me at stemwithkino.com. What the heck? Okay, so there we have it, folks. All right, it is up. The C-54 Skymaster, it was a military transport aircraft built by the Douglas Aircraft Company in 14 February 1942. That's the year it was introduced. It was retired in 1975. And 11 of these are flown by a company, well, I don't know if it's currently, but a company called Buffalo Airways. The primary users of this aircraft was the United States Army Air Forces, the United States Navy, and the United States Air Force. You had the United States Army Air Forces. They were the organization, the flying organization, and then the Air Force kind of was born after that. Okay, so they used to call it the Army Air Corps. All right, if you see, well, I'm not gonna quote that because I don't have that information readily available right in front of me. So we're going to talk a little bit about the C-54. It was derived from the civilian airline, the DC-4, and let's see, it carried presidents, prime ministers, and military staff for the most part. So it did have some non-combat roles such as air-sea rescue, scientific, and as well as military research and missile tracking and recovery. So this aircraft had a lot of jobs, a lot of duties. During the Berlin airlift, it hauled coal and food supplies to West Berlin. And after the Korean War, it continued to be used for military and civilian uses by more than 30 countries. It was one of the first aircraft to carry the President of the United States. So I guess like back in the day, that was the Air Force One. Okay, so C-54 Skymaster. Operational history. That aircraft did begin with the Army Air Corps. And like I said, you can see this picture on the Facebook page if you follow me at stemwithkino.com. It was one of the most commonly used long-range transports by the United States Armed Forces in World War II. There were 515 manufactured in Santa Monica, California. 655 were manufactured in Orchard Place, Douglas Field, in unincorporated Cook County, Illinois, near Chicago. Later the site of O'Hare International Airport. It's one of the busiest airports in the world. During World War II, the C-54 was used by Franklin D. Roosevelt, Douglas MacArthur, and Winston Churchill. American delegates of the Casablanca Conference used the Skymaster. The C-54 was also used by the Royal Air Force, the French Air Force, and armed forces of at least 12 other nations. And then it talks about the birth of the Air Force. Okay, so President Harry S. Truman signed the National Security Act of 1947, which created what we now know as the United States Air Force. So it used to be the Army Air Corps. Now the United States Air Force, after 1947, came about. And the presidential VC-54C, which is preserved at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, National Museum of the United States Air Force near Dayton, Ohio. I gotta go out there and check that out, because you know what? I'm gonna start visiting some of these museums and stuff like that, and probably doing some live stuff on that. But yeah, hey, I like to travel. All right, so you guys can read about that. I will actually on the Facebook page, I will put this information down for U.S. history as the history, of the. All right. And I believe, yeah, you did, Kino. Bad. Okay. Had a little snafu, but it's all right. People, yeah, another thing, guys, if you are, I know you guys are seeing my videos and stuff like that, okay? And they're like, I get all these friend requests. What you need to do is follow me at stemwithkino.com, okay? Friend requests are kind of like, not that I'm saying I'm not friendly, but I'm just saying, like, a friend, my friends are, like from like high school buddies and stuff like that. That's who I pretty much link up with. What you need to do, if you need test preparation stuff, it will not be on my personal page. It will be at stemwithkino.com. STEMWITHKIENO.com. All right, guys. So, I get these firm requests. I need you to follow me at stemwithkino.com, and you will get the latest and up-to-date information on AFOQT, ASTBE, OAR, SIFT, and ASVAB information. Okay, moving right along. Now, I wanted to talk about navigation. All right. Latitude and longitude lines. I'm not crazy. I'm talking to my computer, guys. Okay, so the first image that you guys will see you will see the latitude and longitude lines, and we're gonna talk about some navigation related stuff. So this is not just for the pilots, but even like I know we get a lot of Navy people, and it's for naval flight officers as well. So this is need to know information. Why can't follow it? Post. Okay, guys. Okay, so the next image that I am showing, and for my YouTubers, don't worry, I got you guys covered. Okay, what you will see you'll see the globe or the earth, and what you will see are I'm waiting for it to refresh. What you will see you'll see the globe, and you'll see lines of longitude and latitude. All right. Wow, that's almost a perfect circle, almost. So we have the equator running around like that, and you have your North Pole, and you have your South Pole. Okay, so those are the poles. All right. And then what you have are, let's call this the guy right here, the prime meridian. Okay, and this would be 0 degrees. So it's kind of like just like taking a protractor, a big giant protractor, and placing it on the Earth. All right, you have the equator. So this guy running alongside lateral is the equator, and this is 0 degrees latitude. So this is 0 degrees longitude. This is 0 degrees latitude, the equator, prime meridian. All right, and this is how we base our coordinate system. It's very similar to the Cartesian coordinate plane, where you have your x-axis and your y-axis. So the origin is what it's very similar to what we would call this guy, is where the prime meridian and the equator intersect. Okay, and let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see what that is. World Atlas. World Atlas. All right. Skyvector.com. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? I don't even think it does the world high. You know what? It might. Yeah, it does. I think. All right, so let's find. We know that the prime meridian runs through a place called Greenwich, England. No, it doesn't. Well, hold on, no, we're good. All right, so we're at 40 and we're north. Hey, John, I see you, bud. We're gonna probably start like an hour later today than what we planned, and yeah, we need to have a conversation. So 15 minutes. Well, 45 minutes after our original schedule, and I'll update you on this. But give me a second here, man. I'm in the lesson, man. I recommend you guys check out skyvector.com. Basically, what I'm trying to find is where 0 degrees longitude and 0 degrees latitude intersect. So I'm at 14 north. I got to come south some more. 12. 10. 6 degrees. 4 degrees. 2 degrees. Boom, we're at the equator, folks. Looks like NO, but I know it's north 0 degrees. East, 6 degrees. No, we gotta come. East 6, East 4, East 2. Wow. Zero degrees. So the closest fix is Meridian intersection for all our IFR aficionados out there. Meridian intersection. Looks like a non-compulsory reporting point there. And let me try to find the closest. The Victor airway that comes close to it is UG 853. That's the closest airway. And it is nearest the country or continent of Africa. Okay. All right, so that's what lines of longitude, lines of latitude. Now, let's say somebody type in a famous location, anybody, Facebook or YouTube. Like, let's pick a famous location in the world that everybody knows. And I will tell you where it is and tell you, because just like your Cartesian coordinate plane, if I want to find a coordinate, let's say if it was 3, 1, we would come over 1, 2, 3, and then up 1. All right, and that will be the coordinates. All right. Let me see here. John, give me a location. Okay, I'm gonna pick one from the prime meridian. let's say Washington, D.C., yeah. The coordinates for Washington, no, I don't even know if I should say that online. Okay, Washington came up. Washington, coordinates for the state of Washington. I was like, you say, oh, the coordinates for Washington, blah, blah, blah. You know, next thing you know, yeah, Mr. Thomas, yeah, what are you looking for coordinates for? Oh, okay. So, Seattle, Washington, the home of Jeff Bezos, his corporation. Anyways, okay. So it is 47 degrees north and 122 degrees west. Okay, that zeroes in pretty good on it. All right. So from the prime meridian, if we took a giant protractor and we went 122 degrees, 122 degrees west, and then we went up north, 47 degrees. 1, 2, 3. All right. So 47 degrees north and 122 degrees west. Boom. That would be Seattle, Washington. All right. And that's how our coordinate system, it works very similar to that. From a pilot's perspective, it is a lot more refined because you have degrees, minutes, and seconds, which is a further breakdown of, but this is just degrees. So this will get you close or give you an idea of the area you would need to be in. All right. So that's our aeronautical thing. Okay. So one thing that we need to pay attention to now, these are the mapped lines, the geographic north and south poles. Well, would you believe that this Earth is a spinning rock and it has a magnetic field? So the magnetic flux lines go to the magnetic north and magnetic south poles. Okay, so you could never ever use a compass to fly to the geographic North Pole or the geographic South Pole without having lines of magnetic variation on your chart. We call those isogonic lines. Isogonic lines. They're lines of magnetic variation to help us compensate if we're trying to get to the geographic North Pole, because there's errors inherently built into magnetic compasses because they're constantly aligning themselves with the magnetic flux lines of the Earth. Okay, so I thought that was good. Edward, thanks. It was too late. We'll do Paris next week, though. We'll do Paris next week. Daniel, I haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel. Are you preparing for the Afoqt or another test? Yeah, I forgot. John is, I think he's probably driving home and he's just listening. I asked him to give me a location. And so I apologize for that because you may be driving in, you know. Okay, so for questions, you can email me at kienothomas@gmail.com. And I'm looking at questions right now. I try to, if I don't answer your question, 9 times out of 10, it's probably in a previous Afoqt live stream. And this is a new channel, new live stream for me, the Afoqt live stream. I've been doing the ASTBE, ASVAB, everything for a while. And I've done a couple here, but I'm trying to dedicate more to the Air Force. I'll go hard with the Navy and Marine Corps and Coast Guard because I've been, preparing people for all the tests, but the majority of the people that come to me, oh, I want to take the OAR, oh, I want to take the ASTB. SIFT, Daniel, make sure you're here Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, if you can make it. Okay. Cool. Daniel, I just saw that. No, okay, so, yeah. And yeah, I just put out my email, Daniel. Okay. So yeah, and just so you guys know, even if you're preparing for SIFT, on the AFOQT days, you can bring up aviation related stuff and you can bring up math. On the Friday 5 p.m. aviation selection test battery OAR, you can bring up math and mechanical. And then SIFT is your day, you SIFT guys, so you can bring up anything that is SIFT related. All right. Very good, very good, very good. So, again, this is a free live stream. Now, my clients come first. So if they have questions related to the AFOQT, if it's the AFOQT, if I could pronounce my words today, folks, then you can bring them to the table, and it's good for the room, for you guys to have questions out there. Okay, let me just see here. I saw some pretty decent aviation related questions that were emailed to me. All right. And somebody shot this. It looks like they're from. Who is this? Fix that. All right. Sorry, guys. Hunt down questions. Alrighty. Okay. So, in aviation, I'll pull up the wrong page, folks. Don't worry, I'm gonna get it together. We talked about that. We talked about that before. Okay, we talk about profile drag a lot, but we really don't go into what it is. All right, and they're asking about what produces profile drag. When we talk about drag is one of the subcomponents of the four. Well, no, drag is one of the components of the basic four forces of flight. The basic four forces of flight are lift, drag, thrust, and weight. Lift, drag, thrust, and weight. Some people say gravity, but gravity is why you have weight. There are subcomponents. I call them subcomponents because the drag breaks down into induced drag and parasite drag. And parasite drag is skin friction, interference, and interference. Form, I think form and profile, but I can't get the other ones. Skin friction, interference, interference. I'm having a brain fart right now. There's a third one, but profile drag or form drag is caused by the shape of the aircraft primarily. If you look at something like a supersonic high performance jet, it's going to be very sleek. I got to get my little airplane things up. You know what's weird to me? I was in Walmart. Now, when I was a kid, they always had little model airplanes you can get because I wanted to get little different model airplanes, especially with the Matchbox. They're very cheap, and I can like have different airplanes here. Okay, but this is a very sleek aircraft, so it's reduced. It reduces having a very sleek and streamlined airplane reduces profile drag. Now, something like a 747 doesn't fly as fast because the profile or the shape of the aircraft, it's not designed to be a high-speed aircraft. So, profile drag is caused primarily by the shape of the aircraft. That was a good aviation term that somebody had an issue with. Talked about planforms before. Again. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I've seen this thing before. I actually have a. All right. So yeah, let's take a. Hmm. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dragging here. I've had a rough day, and I'm trying to answer questions and track a lot of stuff here. So start June. All right. Normally I'm a motor mouth, and yeah, today like kicked the heck out of me today. Like I think because it's warm a little bit. Um, all right. Yeah, a lot of these questions people have asked, and I think that's why. Normally, I get like a different mix of questions. Um, so why don't I? Somebody ask a question, AFOQT related. All right, look, commonly asked AFOQT questions. All right, yeah, yeah, see, yeah, yeah. This is even better. Okay, this comes from the AFOQTguide.com. All right. What you should know for arithmetic reasoning. You should know divisibility, factorization, prime numbers, remainders, odd and even integers, arithmetic operations, exponents, and roots. Concepts you should be familiar with are estimation, percentage, ratio, rate, absolute value, the number line, decimal representation, and number sequences. Operations with exponents, factoring, and simplifying algebraic expressions. Relations, functions, equations, and inequalities. Setting up equations to solve word problems. That's very big in any military aptitude test. For geometry, parallel and perpendicular lines. Circles, triangles, isosceles, and equilateral triangles. The Pythagorean theorem. Rectangles, squares, area and perimeter. Cylinders, area and volume. Okay. Here's a question from AFOQTguide.com. Okay, I will actually, and this is from the AFOQTguide.com, so I'm giving them their props and their, I'm giving them their credit for producing this page, and it's really, really cool question. And mathematically, you need to be able to execute this problem quickly. All right. Um, Here we go. I'm trying to post it on the Facebook page, and this has been provided to us. It comes from the AFOQTguide.com. So, AFOQT guides. I'm directing people to your channel or your website. Don't be mad at me. Just answer questions. Okay, here it goes, and we should get some regular flow on here now because they have some interesting stuff there that you guys can go check out. Okay, here's a question. Of 7,562 college students, 3,451 have taken part in some intramural sports program. What percentage of students have played intramural sports? So your whole is 7,562, and your part is 3,451. There you go. So I should have had this board cleared, but there's two approaches. Now, our multiple choice answers are 56.7%, 65.2%, 45.6%, 57.2%, and E coming in at 34.6%. There's a couple ways you can look at this question. Now, we know that our whole is 7, 5, 6, 2, and our part is 3, 4, 5, 1. All right. So you can do your is over of, because we're trying to find out X percent over 100. Okay, so 5, 6, 4, 5, 3. Okay, so let's find out. I know that it is probably somewhere around 50, because 75, 3,500, 7,500, 3,500 places somewhere around 50. So let's look at 35 and 75. So it's slightly under 50%. So that rules out Bravo. That rules out Delta. And I'm really feeling 45.6 Charlie. This is what I'm feeling, guys. All right, this is what I'm feeling. So this times this divided by this will give us our answer. Now, sometimes if the numbers are spaced out far enough apart, you could say 3,400 and then 7,500 and see what the numbers do with that. So you can multiply this by 100, which is just going to add 2 zeros to the number. So 0, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 4, 0. Chop off an equal number of zeros, and you'll get your answer. 75 goes into 340 how many times? 75, 1, 2 is $1.50, $3 for 4, 5, all right, 75 times 5, this is what I'm feeling. 20, 35, 37, 37, that's too big. So, what did I say I was feeling, guys? 4. 70 times 4 is 300. 40, 0 drops. How many times does 75? So 75 times 5, 35, 3, 30, 38, 45. There's only one answer in there with 45. I'm done. I won't even do this. But what I will do is I will actually crunch the numbers with a calculator right now. And so you can see, number one, you don't have to solve the problem to completion. I guesstimated it because the numbers were spaced out 56, 65, 45, 57. Now that 57 and 56 were pretty close to each other, but I knew it was slightly below 50% just by looking at the numbers. So that is a test strategy that you can use. So let me, with a calculator, 3, 4, 5, 1. Oh, really? Really, dude? 3. I don't know what the heck is going on in the computer world today. Nothing. 3, 4, 5, 1 times 100. We're going to get it specifically, guys. Divided by 7,562. Survey says 45.6. I eyeballed it, but I worked it out just to, check out that AFOQTguide.com. Giving you guys a shout out. I'm sending you guys traffic. So don't get mad at me for doing your problems live. AFOQTguide.com. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see. I like these. I want to try another, let me step back. No, let me do one more. I'll do one more because I want to hit some other areas. And I think we'll be like kind of venturing through this website the whole time because you'll see it, but I don't know if they give you, whether they tell you you're right or wrong, or all right. And I'm explaining things, so it is taking a little bit longer. But 60 seconds is your target time. You don't want to be messing around with any problem longer than 60 seconds if you can handle it. If you hit 2 minutes, that's okay. But always aim for the 1 minute execution time. Because the clock is not your friend. Time is not your friend. All right. Let me refresh this and then we'll jump in. And then we'll hit some other areas on the AFOQT. And again, AFOQTguide.com is where these questions are from. I am actually, for my Facebook followers, okay, if a pound of rice costs $4.20, how much does 3/4 of a pound cost? All right, so we know that the whole pound is 120. So you could do a ratio. 1 pound is $4.20. All right, 3/4 of a pound, or you could say 16 ounces. 3/4 of 16 ounces is 12 ounces. And units of 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. 3/4 is 12. All right. So basically, this is a proportion: 420 times 12 divided by 16. All right. All right. So let's look at the numbers here. $4, $3.75, $3.35, $3.95 is close to $4, and then $3.15. I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to 4.2 times 12. All right, 84,042,4, 10, 504. 2 decimal places, $5.04. No, that's impossible. 4, it's got to be 48. So, no, 1 penny, $50.40. See? And then we're going to divide by 16. All right, 16 goes into 50, 32. Do we have room for more? 16 times 3, 48. $3. Okay, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo are $3. 48, 2, 4, 24, 1, 3, 1. Boom, Echo, I'm done with it. There's only one answer in there with 3.1. Okay, and if you guys see what I'm doing here, you're saving time by not having to answer the question or work the problem out all the way. All right. If you guys see where I'm going with this strategy, please hit one in YouTube or one in Facebook if you guys understand the strategy of my approach. Jonathan, I think you're driving, so I'm not gonna be like, "Why, John, man? Why talk to me like? Why didn't you man hit one, man? You didn't understand the question. You ain't say nothing." Pay me no mind, guys. Fell on my head a lot when I was a kid. And my mom pays John to watch me. I'm lying. That's not true. Let's do a table reading. This is by militaryflighttest.com. All right. I will actually put this link on, yeah. So then I'm really giving these folks credit. Militaryflighttest.com. And these tests are good. They keep you sharp, keep you on your toes. I actually brief you on real information that's been seen on the test. But, these are not, this is to keep your fangs sharp. Okay, so yeah, this is where I'm at if you guys want to follow me along on militaryflighttest.com. outcome. I think that's what it was. I thought it was. Okay, so they have a table. All right. How many bookings did Flight 33 have? Flight 33 has 6 bookings. I don't know if it'll offer you guys the same test, but according to the chart that I'm looking at, and let me post that on the Facebook page. Sorry. Flight number 33. All right. So this way you guys can see what I'm doing. What I'm doing. All right. Post. Okay. So you guys can see the chart now. All right. And the chart is asking, and I'm actually going to do this live. And, there's 2. I don't know if we'll get all this in. All right, so what I'll do is so how many bookings did flight number 33 have? According to what I'm looking at, I'm going down on the left-hand side of flight 33, crossing over 2 bookings, has 6 bookings. 6, 7, 5, and 8 are the selections. The airline remained open for what percentage? Airline, time closed. Okay, airline's time closed. For what percentage? Well, it is 45.8. So 0.2 is not there. 45.8. Remain open. Competitor. Time closed. It's not open. This chart's off. I was looking for something like 0.2. The airline remained open for what percentage? That's a little weird. What was the demand for flight 23? 23, 6.19. Banging that. This table covers how many individual flights? Come up to flights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is an option. How many total bookings were for the airline? Total bookings for the airline. Total bookings for the airlines. Looks like 20 to me. Clicking 20. Yeah. You know what? Next week, I'm going to immediately go into this if you guys don't have questions. Because this is pretty cool. And this way, you guys can actually see me go through the test, show you what I would pick, and then you guys can see the outcome, 2-0. What was the spill for flight? What was the spill for flight 31? Flight 31. I scrolled up too far. Oh, wow, they do some type of cutoff. Somebody must have called them. They cut me off. And time has elapsed. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. I'm sitting there talking, and it actually, no question, but keep it up. They give you 3.5 minutes to answer these questions, and that's why I was not aware of that. So next week, I'm going to show off my skills. You know what I mean? Show y'all what I teach. So, all right. Well, they cut me off. So next time we know, this is kind of be our thing. You know, this will be our thing for AFOQT. Because we don't get a whole lot of AFOQT applicants. And so this will be pretty cool. 10 minutes. We can't see what you are working on. That link starts. It starts a new quiz. All right. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought it was. That's why I put the table up on the Facebook page so you guys could hear me ask the questions and then listen to the question and then, answer along with me. So that's why I did it like that. But it's cool. You guys can check out that link and jump in there and kick it around if you are preparing. The Chris TD. No question, but keep it up. Thank you. Are you a ROTC cadet or OTS candidate for AFOQT? The Chris? Okay, so I have something I have to take care of, and that's why, John, I push us back an hour. We have something to talk about, so 6:45, I'd like to have a conversation with you. 6:45. We're both in the Eastern time zone. So, John, I know you're in the room 6:45. I'd like to have a conversation with you before we get into our thing, because we have some things to talk about. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna shut it down early today because I just a lot on my plate, and I have a lot going on. Yeah. Does anybody have any quick questions? I will wait a minute or so. If you guys have any questions that need to be addressed. But yeah, this is definitely something that I am definitely going to be doing. Actually answering problems live and showing you guys the strategy. Because you don't have to work these questions out. And they normally always give you an out. You just got to be looking for it. If you get your head all bogged down, like, oh my God, I hate fractions, I hate square roots and stuff like that. Can't look at it like that. With multiple choice, the answer is always in front of you. Always. I tell all my guys, look, the answer's always in front of you. Just relax. You have to center yourself. Just, oh my God, square roots. Oh my God, decimals. Okay, well, at that point, you should be ready. If you have a tutor that's worth his weight, or she worth her weight, you should not have problems with exponents, fractions. All the stuff I mentioned, all the items I mentioned, you should not have a problem with any of that. That should just be par for the course, what you would expect. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to get my guys. My people, they hate distance, rate, and time. I have some people, but one thing is, they're easy questions. If you know how to set up a distance, rate, and time problem, and they drop them on you like 4 or 5 of them, boom, that's points. And they're easy once you know what you're doing. Once you know how to set them up, I tell you guys, line by line diagram. But I'm telling you, distance, rate, and time are the easiest because they're structured. I love structure. So they're structured, and if you set it up right, boom, you can't lose. It's just regular math. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't be scared of the distance, rate, and time problems. Practice makes perfect. And Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't think you just, I'm gonna study for like 2 weeks, man. I'm gonna be ready for this test. No, you're not. No, you're not. Rome was not built in a day. And so just prepare seriously. And I recommend, I'm a tutor, so hey, I recommend a qualified tutor if you want a really good score. You just, I don't care what I get. You shouldn't treat it like that because you only get 2 times to take this test. 2 times. That's it. So this is something I would take very seriously. That's all I can think of right now, guys. I'm sorry, I got beat today. Just a lot going on. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later down the road about an idea I came up with, and it's related to like our country's problem that we're currently going through now. And so I guess I'll be looking for people to kind of network with and things of that nature. But I'm not going to talk about it right now. No, they're like, keep you in suspense. But yeah, I got to wrap this up. There's only 5 minutes left. Anyway, guys, thanks everybody that showed up. New faces, the Chris TD. Thank you for coming out. Who'd I see? Alvin, we've seen you before. But no, thank you. Just because I've seen you before does not mean, and Daniel, it's good to see you. Edward, good to see you again. So, even if you're not new, I am happy that you're here. Coming to the channel, asking questions, looking at the aeronautical information that we are presenting, because the Navy guys need it, the Army guys need it, even though tomorrow's Navy and the next day is Army aviation. You still need to know about latitude, longitude, and things of that nature. So the more you get here, the less you have to learn later. So guys, thank you for coming out. I thank you. Y'all be good. YouTube, peace. And Facebook, see you later. Gator.